do I look?
Not as good as me, baby.
Well, fans, here we are for another edition of the bloodiest sport in the galaxy. A tournament where the winners become gods and the losers pay the ultimate price. There they are. Once they were rivals, but now they're one of the fiercest teams around.
That's right. Nothing beats experience, and each one of these three brings loads of it to the table.
Look at Malcolm. Now there's a guy who can really keep his cool in a firefight.
That's Brock. He's as dangerous to ladies outside the ring as he is to his foes inside.
I love watching Lauren. She's such a little bundle of energy.
Yeah, right. You like watching Lauren for her energy.
Tell you, Jim, that Gorge, he just has no respect for his fans.
Well, I think he's still pissed about that new scar on his face, courtesy of Malcolm in their last match.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a little payback.
Yep, it should be a good one tonight.
Since Malcolm and his team are the reigning champs, they get to choose tonight's arena.
Looks like it's gonna be Galendra Icefields.
Oh, yeah. I love this arena. Malcolm does really well here. Tonight's match ought to be a real bloodbath.
Hi everybody, it's 314 Reactor here, and today we're looking at Unreal Championship for the original Xbox. I'm emulating this on something called Xemu. I'll leave a link in the description to that, as well as a link to a guide on how to get it set up. So I've heard this emulator before, but I didn't think the progress was very far on it until I realized that quite a lot of games are compatible with it. I decided to pick it up and get a copy of Unreal Championship converted over, and here we are. It's basically Unreal Tournament 2003, but Xboxified. Well, first of all, there's new music that you can hear in the background there that I don't think is in UT 2003 or 2004. And all these characters here, they were in 2003 and 2004, but I think there's some slightly different maps, a slightly different quote-unquote story. As you can see, there's ridiculous characters there, including clowns and robots and random like Egyptian gods and stuff. It's so strange. Go to my favorite level that I played, and I think I've played it on Unreal Tournament 2004, Lava Giant 2. Now, I believe this level was on Unreal Tournament 2003, but it wasn't on 2004, and I think even in 2003 it might have been part of a community map patch. There's no mouse and keyboard in support for Xemu, which is a shame because I'd love to play this game with mouse and keyboard. So I'm actually using a Xbox One X controller, which works really nicely, and in fact you can't change the FOV, so if I was playing with mouse and keyboard, I imagine the FOV would be unbearable because it is very low FOV. Rarely play FPS with a controller, so I'm not going to be very good at this. So there's a little bit of stutter every now and then, because I think there's some sort of shader caching or compilation going on from Xemu. Other than that, it runs pretty fine. I've got anti-aliasing FXAA set up in the NVIDIA drivers, as well as anisotropy filtering. And I've got scaling set to 3 times, so it should be 3 times the original resolution running through a 4K viewport. So it's not truly 4K, but it does look pretty good. It still looks a little bit pixely, but with the FXAA applied, it smooths it out. And I think what it does is kind of make the game look better, but it still kind of maintains that Xboxy look without looking absolutely muddy and horrendous. Because a lot of these games were designed with CRTs in mind, so when you put them on a LCD screen, the scaling's all wrong and it looks horrible. So it's good to be able to scale it up. I don't know what it is with this game. It's so kind of like average, because it really is just UT2003, but it has some original stuff in it. Like, got some original models, like the shock rifle here is a model that I don't think is seen in any other version of Unreal, and doesn't even match any other version of Unreal. It looks like a car engine or something. It looks very industrial rather than sci-fi. And then you've got the assault rifle here, which is the best looking assault rifle in the series, in my opinion. And I love that muzzle flash on it, it's great. So you can actually see there's quite a bit of texture detail here. Like, there's some lowered polygon detail, and the textures aren't quite as high res as they are in 2003 when you crank up all the settings, because obviously the Xbox had 64 megs of shared RAM between system and video, so there was only limited they had to work with. But it still looks pretty damn good to me. Yeah, there we go. UT99 port to PS2 was absolutely dreadful. Like, really, really bad. But you had games like Time Splitters 2 for PS2 that ran at like 60 FPS and looked better. So I think it was just a case of a poor port, whereas of course the Xbox was much closer to a PC. Oh man. This is just bringing me back to after school, playing this game, and waiting for Halo 2 to come out, basically. So this is why I have some really special memories of Lava Giant 2. Because I love Lava Giant 1, I do. I really love Lava Giant 1, but something about Lava Giant 2 that's... Yeah, there we go. It's got that 2003 nostalgia to it. Oh yeah. I've also picked up Jet Set Radio Future, Sega GT 2002, Unreal Championship 2, and a game called Brute Force, which I've been wanting to do a video on for ages. So we'll be checking all those out in the coming weeks. Oh, damn it. So the other thing about this map that its counterpart on PC has as well is it's got the orbital laser cannon thing. So let's go check that out. So you pick up the tag rifle, you fire off the laser goes, the little satellite turns around, and ion cannons the whole base, basically. It's very Command and Conquer. It's quite cool. Alright, let's switch up to another level. This is another classic map. It is on 2003 and 2004, but I distinctly remember playing this one on my Xbox. Oh yeah, here we go. I was hoping that one day Epic may release these for PC in a remastered format on Steam or something, but clearly never going to happen now. God, how much HP have these guys got? And I think I played this before I played 2003 or 2004. I think I remember getting a demo of 2004 in 2005 on my PC, but my PC really wasn't good enough to play it very well back then. So if I wanted any new games, I'd have to rely on the Xbox. Whoa! Oh no. That little sprite of blood. Yeah, there's something about the way Xbox games look. Well, I mean, there's something about any era of games, how they look. PS1, PS2, 80s, 90s, 2000s. There's sort of a distinct look to games from every era, with a different set of nostalgia to it. But I think this was the era where 3D graphics were still a bit primitive, but they were past the super primitive era of the 90s with like PS1 and N64 and stuff like that. So as I said, this game is very much Unreal Tournament 2003. But the second championship was very much its own game, and I've been wanting to play that for so long and do a video on it. I just love that specular shine, it's so good. And this is one of the games that actually doesn't have so many muddy textures because it actually uses a lot of micro texturing. Oh boy, just like Halo did. And Serious Sam as well, I believe. So you can get close to an object and it won't just completely turn into a muddy mess of texels. Ooh. See that? So you can kind of see the lower resolution textures on the floor there. And then as you get closer, it kind of fills in the detail. So it doesn't just look muddy. It's quite nice. I think a lot of the models for things are the same. But the odd gun every now and then has a different model on it. Like if that assault rifle doesn't scream Xbox, then I don't know what does. It's so good. It's like a gothic-y, weird, abstract facing worlds. Anyway, let's see what else we got. And here we hear that ridiculous music. Let's just appreciate it for a second. Completely ridiculous. I love it. So under Deathmatch, we've got some of the old familiars. Antilus, Asbestos, Compressed, Curse 3, Flux 2. So what I want to do is just check out some of the Unreal Championship exclusive maps. So it appears that Molten is actually an exclusive map. Check that out. So I imagine a lot of these exclusive maps, if not all of them, are actually available to download for the other Unreals anyway on PC. Oh, this is one thing I really loved at the time and still looks cool now, is the water here. Look at that. Like the displacement. It's so good. The water surface actually being moved there. And reflections on it. The only thing was that the guns all look kind of short and stubby because of the FOV. But that was the problem with the PC games as well, after 99. I think the flat cannon looks a little bit different as well. I think it's similar to the 2003 version, but lower poly. Do love the robot characters. I don't think Zan was in it, but I think the main antagonist was Gorge, like the massive armoured guy on the cover. It's kind of like a precursor to Gears of War, that kind of design. A massive dude in armour. Ooh, yeah. And like I said, I do love those attempts to make metal look like metal in the olden days. And look at the effect on these adrenaline pills. It looks so funny. It's so old, but it's so good. There's also DLC for this as well. I think it was one of the first games to ever get DLC. I think. Which means we're going to have to find a way to get that DLC and actually install it. Don't know how to do that yet, but that could be another video in the future. Oh, the only trouble is that the map loading and level loading takes absolutely forever, because obviously it only had 64 megabytes of RAM. Okay, so Adrift is a championship exclusive one by the looks of it. Let's dive into that. Nice snow map. Always a good combination for Xbox. Ooh, wow. Nice sound effects as well. You can hear the wind and the footstep sounds on the snow. Always have to get a lock on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, look at this dude. A gigantic dude in armour that just looks ridiculous. Very Gears of War-ish. So, of course, this was still developed by Digital Extremes. Or co-developed by Digital Extremes. Digital Extremes and Epic. Before Epic just completely took over the development of the games. So again, a relatively small map. I think that most of the maps on 2003 were smaller, and then 2004 they were a lot bigger ones because they had vehicles on and stuff. So I imagine there was quite a limit to the size of maps that you could have in this game on Xbox. And I imagine that's why they couldn't get this working on PS2 as well, because that had 32 megs of RAM, I think. So it just wouldn't have been enough. We've got another exclusive map here, Eye of Jahan. This is one of the very, very, very Egyptian-inspired maps that existed around this era. So it's very similar to Phase 3. Oh my god. I love those ripples. Like, they go so far out. It reminds me of the rippling water in Crisis 3. I don't remember many other games having that sort of ripple effect. It even looks like some of the ripples bounce off and interact with each other. I don't know whether that's just like an illusion. It's got that GeForce 3 tech demo feel. Oh, here we go. Out into the sand. Oh my god. How much health does that guy have? Jesus. This map does look amazing. And not just from a nostalgia perspective, it still looks pretty damn good now with upscaling. Oh my god. Oh my god. No! No! Just looks really nice. And this was Unreal Engine 2. In 2004 was on 2.5, which was used for a long time, I think. Even used up to Bioshock. I think 2.5 was, or maybe Bioshock 2? Back when the Unreal Engine was the Unreal Engine, not the Fortnite engine. God, it would have been so cool to have this released. Like the Unreal Super Epic Anthology, and just have every single game on it on Steam. It would have printed money for them. Everything. From Unreal 99, Championship 2, 2003, Unreal Tournament 4, everything. Would have been amazing. Let's see if we can get the ball in, and then we'll go to another level. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we missed. There's a few renamed maps from 2003 and 2004. I think Calendar is one of them. I think it's called Icefields in 2003, 2004. Quite interesting. I'll put a link in the description to the Reddit thread that I found where someone actually describes the exclusive maps. A lot of icy and Egyptian maps. Let's check out Calendar. I love these little things here as well. Without the pocket of warm air venting from your thermal unit, your life expectancy is less than 2 minutes. Throw in a few hardened killers and some firepower and you can cut that number in half. Remember, think warm thoughts. So ridiculous. This kind of reminds me of the first level of Crash Bandicoot 4, the original Crash Bandicoot 4, the Rapid Cortex, which also works on this emulator reasonably well, so I may give that a visit as well. That's another game that I got about 20 years ago with my original Xbox. And while it's not great as a Crash Bandicoot game, I still have some nostalgia for it. And again, it has very, very GeForce 3 era graphics to it. See if we can score something. Ooh, green and gold there, looks quite nice. And boom. This map feels small, but at the same time I'm getting a little bit lost in it. I wonder if they designed some of these maps to have really bad weather so they could put fog in it so they didn't have to render too much of the distant geometry. Whoa, nice. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nice. Nice. There's also combinations you can do when you have adrenaline. So, there we go. So that was right, left, and I go invisible. So I never really used adrenaline in the second Unreal Tournament games, but it was there. Mainly because I can never remember the combos. But yeah, it's invincibility, regeneration. I think it's designed to replace some of the pickups that are in the original game. But like I said, I never really used it. And I don't think it was in Tournament 3 or 4 for that matter. Let's head to another map. So Domination Deserted and Domination Frigid are two of the exclusive maps for Championships. Let's check out Deserted. Again, another really nice looking map. Still looks visually appealing now. Well, I have a lot of nostalgia for my Xbox as well because it was just such a beast of a machine back in the day. Especially with Halo. Oh man. Again, more nice textures on the floor there. It looks like they're going to get really nasty and muddy when you get close to them. These ones do though, actually saying that. It's odd that some textures have the micro texturing on, some don't. Look at that, it's really nice. As you get close to it, details fill in, and as you move over, you've just got the dirty ones here. I'm guessing it was concessions that needed to be made for the VRAM. But it really shows the difference that that sort of micro texturing effect look has. And Halo 1 had that effect pretty much everywhere, along with some really nice bump mapping and specular. And then Halo 2 kind of lacked the bump mapping and specular on the environment and had a lot of much more dirty textures. See, it doesn't matter so much for sand and mud and stuff, because obviously sand and mud kind of look muddy anyway, so, and clouds as well. But when it comes to metal and stone and stuff like that, having those muddy sort of textures kind of takes away from the effect. Of course, this was long before physically based rendering, so a lot of the work had to be done in the textures, and the light maps are all pre-baked, shadow maps are all pre-baked. Oh man, what a time. Right, let's try some Dom Frigid. Again, already feels ridiculous, 2000s, early 2000s, and very, very Xbox. It's great. Ooh. There's light coronas there, still from the UT99 days. Great stuff. I love how you can see to the other domination zone across there. That's cool. There's also another game I want to pick up that I can't quite get working on PC properly, and that is Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. I remember playing the demo for that. Again, probably 20 years ago. Just under 20 years ago. My god. And that was a really cool game as well. So I may grab that for this emulator. Again, so many games that just aren't released for PC, you know? I just don't know why. Hopefully Night Dive gets around to them. Hopefully. Brute Force, Mace Griffin. These are all games that deserve some proper love on PC. Obviously, it wouldn't be an Unreal game without some mutators. So we've got the standard, arena, you can place weapons, big head mode, competition mode, make every character pretty much the same. Floaty cadavers. Okay, select that. Low grav as well. Slow motion corpse. So I don't think there's as many as there were in the PC games, which makes sense. And let's try the level Insidious with that. There we go, another ridiculous thing. Step into the dark underworld of the Inquisition, where the ghosts of the innocent are your only companions. Oh yeah, I remember this map. So I think this is supposed to be disturbing, but this guy just seems more sort of bored and confused than anything. What a grim map though. Oh yeah, look. So you got the floaty cadavers as well as low gravity, as well as the generally floaty feel of this era of Unreal as well. Completely ridiculous. Come on, come on. Oh no. Oh, yep. Alrighty, so we've seen a few of the cool maps here, seen most of the weapons, and generally the sort of vibe that this has compared to the PC versions. Let's have a look at the championship itself. We've also got single player, and we start a new game. Team name, let's call it the Robot Crew. Oh yeah, now that's cool. So yeah, you can just fill up the team.
Thorax.
With robots.
Corrosion.
Oh wait, this one sounds really awesome.
Syzygy.
Oh, it's so cool.
Jinsu. Widowmaker.
Love the saying of the names, it's so cool. Oh, that's right, each individual one has different stats. Okay, you can change freelance, defense. Offense. Wow. Got a nice little cog symbol there with a team of killer robots. So it's pretty much the same as tournament. Starts off team deathmatch, CTF, domination, bombing run, and then I imagine it'll be survival. So let's do a quick TDM. Oh, we're back on Insidious again. Typical. So yeah, I'll get through this quickly and then edit ahead. I was just wondering if there were any cutscenes in this, because I know there's cutscenes in Unreal Tournament 3. And there's a cutscene at the beginning of this, and there's definitely cutscenes in Championship 2, like a lot of them. So I just wanted to see if there are any in this. So I'm trying to load Verdona here for the second match, and it appears to keep crashing on the emulator. I'm not sure why. But it doesn't appear there are any cutscenes, so I guess that was something that was added in Championship 2 and then carried forward to Unreal Tournament 3, which is a shame, because I would have liked to have seen more of those cheesy cutscenes that we saw at the beginning. See, I'm not sure why that didn't work, which is a shame, because I quite like the single player in these games, because it makes me play maps that I usually wouldn't play. Of course, the other thing to note is it supported System Link and Live Play, so I think it was one of the first games to support Live Play, if not the first. Obviously back then it was a totally new thing to have consoles connected to the internet, getting DLC, and you could bring in a whole bunch of Xboxes and essentially make a LAN party with them. It's so good. So let's play one last map. In fact, let's play the first map I ever played on this game. I remember I played the tutorial, and then I played Osiris 2. I distinctly remember it. I remember reading this ridiculous thing up here as well. The sand mixes with your sweat, forming a gritty layer on your skin that makes you itch under your armor. The air reeks of electrostatic discharge and dried blood from the darkness of the tombs below. An inhuman scream marks the death of no one. Oh, no. It wasn't going to let me read the rest of that. It's ridiculous, though. Trust me. Yep, I remember it. That exact start, that exact corner. Holy goddamn. 2 decades ago. Good lord. That's scary. If I could show myself in the past, me playing this game, looking like this on a monitor with 4K resolution, at a time when 1080p seemed like a gigantic resolution to me. God damn. And like all the RGB lighting on my computer, the graphics card that's absolutely insanely large compared to any sort of graphics card of the time. Really is the future. Oh, that was a cool shot, that was. It just makes you wonder, in another 20 years, what's it going to be like? Provided that the game industry hasn't completely collapsed in on itself from NFTs and stuff, it'd be cool to see what they're like in the future. Hopefully, photoreal VR and AI-generated landscapes and... yeah. Really, really solid state, even more solid state computers that don't require like fans and stuff to cool them. Who knows? Who knows? It's just amazing to see how far we've come and how far we are still going with tech. Oh yeah, that's cool. Very Matrixy. And that stutter isn't too bad, you know, it cleans up after a while playing a map. I think it is just some sort of shader thing. Then again, maybe it was on the original game. You might have had to swap out sound effects and stuff on the fly in the RAM using caching on the hard drive. Because of course that was another thing the Xbox had that was ahead of its time, was the built-in hard drive, 8 gigabytes. And then the Xbox 360 didn't have one by default. You had to buy like a higher version or buy a separate hard drive. Whereas the OG Xbox, just like modern consoles, hard drive built in from the beginning. Oh yeah. So awesome. See, I think that wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed this step back into the past. And be prepared for some more Xbox videos. Now we are emulating and able to record. And I'm also going to be doing a tech project on my Xbox at some point where I make a new RGB LED ring for the front light. Do leave a like and a comment. Let me know if you had an Xbox and this game. Subscribe. Hit the little bell. Hope everyone's staying safe. And I will see you in the next video. Whoop.